Welcome to this week's edition of Wine Insider. I'm Tom Jarris from the International House of Wine and Cheese, and we can't forget about 4winelovers.com and my sidekick.
I'm Frank, the Internet Wino, and we're coming to you once again from a packed Park Avenue Wine Bar in Barrington, Illinois, and we have a very special guest because we had a wine tasting here today. Tom, who's with us?
Well, we're fortunate enough to have tonight from Gur-Arieh Vineyards, Chiam.
Gur-Arieh.
Gur-Arieh. I know it's a tough one. I mean, I looked at it. I tried to spell it out phonetically and everything. So your winery isn't in one of the top wine growing areas. I shouldn't say top wine growing areas, but one of the ones that people know. You're in the Sierra foothills. Where are Where are the Sierra foothills?
The Sierra foothills are about 45 miles east of Sacramento. Actually, our location is 45 miles east of Sacramento, and that's what it is.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
Well, you know, obviously, I know I did a little reading about you, and I know that you haven't been owned a winery and been a winemaker your whole life. So when did you get the passion for wine? What happened where you got the passion?
Well, actually, I got the passion early on in life.
Okay.
I got the passion after I met my wife in the 70s. I was a beer drinker until then.
You were?
Yeah, I was. And then she was a ballet dancer. And she actually, her friends, got me into wine. She went in a circle she had a circle of friends that loved wine. And then I discovered something that was very intriguing.
Wine itself?
Wine is wonderful. It makes people happy.
It does make people happy.
Yeah, it does. I was in a wine shop. I went to many wine shops this afternoon. And all of them, people that came to the counter with a bottle of wine had a smile on their face, and those that came with a bottle of gin, they were grumpy.
That's an excellent observation. So now, in this passion, was there one bottle that you had and you said, "Oh my God, I love wine," and this was the bottle that changed it for me? Like, I can tell you, for me, there were two wines that I had when I was in college. One was Louis Martini Special Selection Cabernet 1970 and Simi Private Reserve Cabernet 74. Those are the wines that put me over the top, and I knew wine was going to be a big part of my life. Was there a wine like that for you?
Well, actually, it was an evolution.
Okay.
I started drinking wine, and in the beginning I thought that oak is really the thing to do. In the 70s I was drinking Cabernet Sauvignon, and I thought that the more the oak, the better the wine. And then we started traveling overseas, and we went to Bordeaux, we went to Burgundy, to Rhone, and I started, being more selective about it. And I saw that, there's more to it than just oak.
Well, and I think California at that time they were kind of going through their learning curve about things too.
Absolutely. I'm still learning. I'm a late bloomer.
I think there's a huge art to knowing how a grape is when the wine's first starting to age, and what's going to happen, how it's going to taste 5 years down the road. It's a lot different than buying a finished product and saying, "Well, this is a great wine and it's going to last 10 years." To start from the infancy, it's a whole different ball of wax. That takes a lot of barrel samples.
It does, and I'll tell you, I'm still learning, okay? To tell you that I knew how my 2001 was going to taste in 2010, I didn't know.
Right.
I did not know. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised in a very positive way that it's really nice. It's turning out to be very nice. I'm still enjoying it.
Well, that's good. Now, at Arie Vineyards, how many wines do you make?
I make too many wines.
That's a great answer.
People tell me that I gotta focus, for God's sake. I'm too distracted. No, I may make 15 to 20 wines every year.
Okay.
And I like to make blends. Now, you don't see my blends in the broad market.
Oh, you sell those at the winery?
It's at the winery, the club. We have a really strong club.
How would how would people get in touch with that club? I mean, a website or
It's
what would be?
the website, and they also join when they come to visit.
What is the website address? What's the address? You know the address
Okay,
of the website?
of course. Yeah. Okay, there's the complicated address and there's
Just
the
like
simple
your last name, I know.
The complicated is CGDRE wine. CGDRE.com.
Okay.
Okay. The easy is DRE.com.
DRE.com. That's really easy. That's you can even remember that after a bottle of wine.
Even after a bottle of wine.
So out of the wines you make, which one's your baby?
I'll tell you, I love Syrahs. They're not my babies. They're big wines.
Yeah, okay.
I love Syrahs. Look, I don't make cabs. I made only one cab in 10 years, and maybe I will make more cabs. I have.
Is the geography and weather conducive to Cabernet in the Sierra foothills?
I planted myself.
Yeah.
Okay. I planted first 2 acres of Cabernet, 2 different clones. One clone is working out, the other clone
Not working.
it's not working. So I grafted Cabernet Franc, and then I planted 2 additional acres of a 3rd clone. The harvest is coming very soon. This year I'm going to harvest for the first time.
Okay, yep, I got it. All right, so if somebody wanted to come to the winery in the tasting room, are you open every day?
We're open, the tasting room is open 5 days a week.
Okay.
It's Thursdays through Monday.
Thursdays through Mondays.
Yes.
Okay, now, having owned the winery for 10 plus years,
10 years.
how many times did you kick yourself in the head and say, what did I get into this for?
I do this every day.
Really? That's a headache?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm passionate, so it gives me a lot of joy and it gives me pain.
Right.
And I say that,
Of course, what doesn't?
you know, you don't feel joy unless you pay. You feel a little pain.
Right.
Right.
Because you take it so seriously, like you have to make a great wine.
Exactly.
So now we've got your Barbera in our glass here. Run this through with us. Tell me about this wine.
Okay, I'll tell you about the wine.
This is what vintage?
This is 2007.
2007 Barbera.
Okay, what I remember is that it's black cherry and pomegranate, and the acidity, usually Barberas can be tart, and I don't like very tart wines, so it's balanced. It definitely has the tartness of a Barbera, the varietal that identifies the variety, but it's not over tart. So somebody here was telling me tonight that when you want to test the wine, you know, if it's a good wine, you test it without fruit. That you can drink it without fruit. And I think this Barbera fits that description.
That's great. How much production do you make on the Barbera?
I think I made about 700 cases.
700 cases. All right, well, thanks for sharing this with us. Cheers. So once again, if they want to get to your winery, the website is
www.dre.com.
Wonderful. Cheers. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.